Good afternoon, YouTubers. I'm not an expert. Today, it's a garage sale haul. It's kind of a haul, too. I got pretty lucky. Things happen. Start right off. I was out driving around doing the thrift store thing and Saturday morning, and I found a garage sale right around the corner from my house. Quite a few good items. First up is a half hatchet head. This one's a Craftsman. I don't know who made them for Craftsman. Let's see if I can get that up there where you can see it. You see that? I didn't put my glasses on, so I can't see it. Craftsman half hatchet. In pretty nice condition, except it has no handle, but that's okay. I've got some hickory. That's a project right there. More practice making handles. And a little bit of lead solder. Acid core, alpha, a little bit of solder. Not a lot, but I never pass up lead solder because you can't get it anymore. Let's see. Let's go through the stuff in not really a particular order. A weird little pair of pliers. I suspect that may be some kind of a crimper. And I didn't take the time with this one to look for any markings. Oh, there's a marking. I can't read that. Is that DuPont? Does it say DuPont? What do you guys think? I don't know. So, I don't know what it's for. It is a little bent. It has a hole drilled through the handle there. We could hang it up. It has a pointy thing. I wonder if that's for, if it's from DuPont. Is that for blasting caps? You poke the hole in the end of the dynamite, crimp the blasting cap onto the fuse. That's probably a real stretch, but it does look like some kind of a crimper. All right, let me know if you know. That'd be neat. Who's blown stuff up? And who's been involved in removing trees or things? Construction. All right. Next item. Another little pair of pliers. Little flat bill pliers. These are usually for like bending sheet metal and tin work, stuff like that. They've got a little bit of texture in the jaw, but not much. They're real nice. So all of this stuff today was in a couple of 5-gallon buckets. And I bought them as a lot. So here's a saw set. It's a bit rusty. I thought that was awesome because I have a lot of saw sets, and then I realized it's missing its anvil. It does look like the hammer's pretty big. That is probably for a pretty large size saw. I will throw that in my saw set collection. Probably never find a proper anvil for it. What are the next tool? An Irwin adjustable auger bit. Okay, I think that's Irwin. Oh, there's a marker. I just guessed it was Irwin. Okay, it's a Stanley, I think. I will have to review the video. I can see it better through the camera. Yeah, Stanley. Neat. Okay, so I bought that even though I already have two. And I don't know, you guys can let me know if you think it's a terrible idea, but I was actually thinking about cutting the shank off so that I could chuck this in my lathe and drill a hole for a pepper grinder I have planned where I need an odd-sized hole. I don't have a bit. It's that or I've got to buy a big Forstner bit. I think even at 250 RPM, which is as slow as I can go, that might not be the best idea. That might be a disaster. Probably could just chuck it in the bit brace and do it that way. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I won't do that. Let's see. What's next? Rather mundane. A rubber mallet. It's in really nice shape. Very clean. It's interesting. Interesting marks on it. But it's in really nice condition. And I was bundling things, so I just grabbed a bunch of stuff out of this bucket. Stuff I thought was neat. All right, now we're getting into kind of the better items. Here is a T-bevel, sliding T-bevel. This is the kind with the thumb lever. I didn't have one of those. I haven't seen any markings on it for who made it. These are pretty common. This threaded nut on the back might be a hint. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good quality or kind of mediocre or average because there's a ton of these out in the world. I also don't know if that's real rosewood or if it's just wood. It's pretty nice looking. All right. Another one. This one looks a little lower quality to me, but let's take a look. Well, it's got screws holding that escutcheon on, whatever that is. But it does have the blued steel blade. So I don't know. So I got those two bevel gauges. I'll move that to the side. Now we're starting to get into some kind of neat stuff, or neater stuff. Oh, this isn't that neat. This is pretty regular. This is a Stanley combination square, and I wouldn't have gotten it because it's kind of modern and it's aluminum, and I don't really care about that kind of thing, except I really like the yellow on black. That is super visible to me. So I'll have to check it, make sure it's square. But, you know, why not? While I was digging through that bucket, I like that super visible. What's interesting next? It's a Miller Falls number 2 egg beater drill. And I didn't really want it, but at this point I had determined that they weren't asking a lot of money for stuff. So the handle has fallen off, come loose. There's a hole for a pin. I don't know if that was drilled later, since this is threaded. So it needs a little repair. The cap does come off the end, so you can put bits in it. And it's a little wobbly, you know, but what the heck? I grabbed it, cleaned it up. Maybe I'll eBay that. I don't know. Maybe not. Don't really need another one. Okay. What do you call these things? A block plane. I was just doing a block plane video talking about how I don't really care about block planes. This is a Stanley 220. It does have a weird chunk taken out of it. Somebody must have dropped it or something. Otherwise, in pretty good shape. Very common, Stanley 220s. But that one seems to be in nice condition. I mean, it needs a little cleaning up, but it'll work. Become a good user. And this is a Craftsman, but it was made by Sargent, and I forgot the number. I just looked it up, and I already forgot the number. These are not super common. It has a little bit different adjuster. Let's take a look. I'm going to pull the adjuster off because it doesn't work. So it has an adjustable mouth. This is the adjustment. Uses this eccentric. If I can get the knob. Oh, there we go. So it uses an eccentric under here. You see how that has that eccentric circle, and it goes in there, and it would move this back and forth. Of course, it's all jammed up right now, so I'll have to clean it up so that I can get to where that'll function. It's a little different way of doing it. And of course, it's a knuckle cap. Not as pretty as the Stanley, but you know, works. And then it is marked here. It's hard to see. It's marked right here, Craftsman. So I can get that to focus. There you go. In that oval is a Craftsman. So Sargent made these for Craftsman, and it's like a 3506 or something. I can't remember the number. It's dumb of me. I'll put it in the notes. I'll put it in the comments or something. All right, one final item, and then I'll tell you what I paid for all this stuff. Make you all jealous, I hope. My goal. It's a little tiny combination square. It's miniature, and I thought it was really cute, so I grabbed it out of the bucket. And then I looked at it. It's 4 inches long, and let's see if I can get it to where we can read it. That says the LSS Company, Athol, Massachusetts, USA. That is hardened. That is Starrett. LSS is Leroy Starrett. So this is a kind of something. To me, this is the big find of the day. I mean, it's a simple little tool, but Starrett's a very high quality. And I always kind of wanted one because I've always had stuff like this, and which works. They're fine. But real Starrett. And it was down the bottom bucket, obviously very dirty. Got some glue on it or something. But that'll clean up. And if it's still square, which I hope it is, or it can be fixed, that'll be really neat. Kind of excited. I also like the size. That's very useful. Don't really usually need great big ones for combination squares. Pretty cool. So what did I pay for all of this? For this whole pile? I walked up and the guy, at first I didn't have the drill in it or one of the pairs of pliers. And he said $15. And I was like, oh, you're crazy. So I put it down to get my money out, and I noticed the drill. So I picked the drill up, and I said, and a pair of the crimpers. And I said, well, now how much? And he goes, well, how about 20? So I gave him $30 because I actually felt like this was worth way more than 20 bucks. I should have probably just taken my good fortune, but I don't want to be too greedy. So there you go. I don't know. I think that was a pretty good haul. I was pretty excited, especially this little Starrett. That just makes me happy. Kind of just what I wanted. All right. Well, I hope you guys are finding good things. It's hot, but otherwise the weather's pretty nice. So there were quite a few people out and about. That's all I got for today. I will be going to the flea market tomorrow. Maybe I'll find something. Maybe I won't. We'll catch you later.